Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mount Olive High School. I'm Donald J. Brower with John Kovach here. We are bringing you the second half of this doubleheader as we just finished up watching the girls from Mount Olive win impressively. And now the boys get a chance to wrestle Warren Hills. We're going to be starting at 106 as you see Mount Olive out here Mount Olive warming up. John, we talked a little bit about these teams. These teams have met in the past. Two teams who are pretty much evenly matched, but talk a little bit about both squads and just kind of, what you notice in the difference.
You got a Mount Olive team that came so close to a state championship last year. They're 14th, in the preseason poll that just came out the other day. They have a ton back, but lost to state champs. You got a Warren Hills team that's really strong in the middle of its lineup, Don, with Davey Reinhardt, Tyler Redfield, Charlie Piccione, Augie Zamretta. We're going to have a nice match. They
got a ton there, and what's interesting about this team with Warren Hills and Mount Olive has some really good wrestlers in the middle. You're looking at a Justin Bullock, a Barris, a Piemonte, guys like that. They're going to even out. And then up top, I think when you look at it, Mount Olive's got the advantage. You got Nico Gonzalez up top, and we're going to have the national anthem real quick. We get the introductions here. Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsor of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. I'm Donald J. Brower here with John Kovach. Got it right?
Close enough.
Give it to me again.
Kovach.
We're here at Mount Olive High School bringing you this GardenStateHSWrestling.com live wrestling presentation. We'd also like to thank our local sponsors, Pro Automotive, Market Tavern, 19th Hole, Ginza Sushi, Palello's Auto Care, Williams Tavern, Enzo Pasta Grill, JFT Sporting Goods, and Esty Bill. Their financial consideration has helped us bring you wrestling all year, and will continue to do so. We're going to be starting at 150 tonight.
150, they just put that up. And Don, we were talking before the match. You said it's up the middle that Warren Hills is strong. Do you see Warren Hills able to build an early lead based on starting at 150 pounds by luck of the draw?
So here's what it is. Mount Olive has quality wrestlers they could throw out to counteract. So Warren Hills has the 5 really, really good wrestlers. they're going to expect them to get the pins. I don't think they're going to get it. And some of those matches might be toss-ups, so I think it's going to be a rough night for Warren Hills with some of the guys you got coming out here. So we'll see how the human game of chess goes with both of these coaches.
This is a homecoming for me of sorts. I went to Mount Olive High School, graduated so long ago, and came to a couple of matches last year when they were getting late into that state run that came so close. The atmosphere here those nights, particularly the brick match,
100%.
was amazing.
100%.
We don't have as big a crowd here, but you can already sense the excitement. You've got cheerleaders here for wrestling. You've got a decent crowd for the Marauders' first home match of the 2024-25 high school wrestling season.
And these two teams have met regularly. A lot of people might remember a couple years ago the controversy during one of the matches with a JV wrestler situation. These teams have a heated rivalry not too far away from each other, so it'll be interesting to see who wins this one and gets bragging rights.
Warren Hills will be green. They're in the blue with white and black trim, kind of a lightning bolt effect on the blue streak singlet. Mount Olive in black, trimmed with the red and gold that have long been the colors of the Marauders. Justin Bullock for Mount Olive.
And this is what I'm talking about. Drazek should be a favorite in any match he's in. Bullock is right there, so this is one of those toss-up matches that if you're Warren Hills, you want to win, but Mount Olive has guns in other places that I think is going to give them the advantage in this match overall. As you see Bullock with the takedown there in 3.
3 quick points for Bullock for Mount Olive, a 3-0 lead, 27 seconds in to our first match here tonight. Again, we brought you the girls match earlier on tonight where Mount Olive erased an early Warren Hills lead, wins 37-28.
What I think is going to be interesting too with this boys match is when you hit that turn and you start going the other weights, you're going to have, for example, like a Piemonte at 126 for Mount Olive, and you're going to expect a matchup with Charlie Piccioni or maybe a Davey Reinhardt, see how they match up there, and you got Aiden Webb at 135. Figure he'll be going against, somebody there, so you could always match up Shane Kostakis. And then you get to Brandon Barris, who's in at 132. You got to see they might even bump up Davey there. So, I mean, there's a lot of action that you're going to see coming up, in this upcoming match. And so we got some really good bouts coming up, especially towards the end.
We've got a bit of a predicament here. Drazek's shoulders were turned, and we've got a 4-point near fall for Bullock.
We might have more here. Bibb, he's a little high. He just readjusts. He's still got the cradle. He can just roll. Got 30 seconds. No need to rush it.
He's got to watch it. He doesn't expose his back, though.
100%. He's going to get the back points up.
Squirm. Another 3 there for a...
Would you almost call that a donkey kick to get at it? Like the way he was literally just kicking his legs.
It was just a squirm. It was kind of like if you watch rugby league and watch the guys go through that, like they're doing the worm on the ground to get out from underneath the tackler. He just really just moved his whole body, and the undulations bought him enough time to get loose. 10-0 to lead, 3 seconds left in the period. Bullock from Mount Olive in control of the first period.
Warren Hills defers to Mount Olive. Mount Olive chooses offense.
Bullock will be on top in the referee's position to start this second period. Immediately goes for the turn and has wrist control on Drazek of Warren Hills here on GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Bullock trying to work the far arm of Drazek out, trying to get some kind of turn. He doesn't have the leverage right now with his hips or his arms. And a stall warning against Drazek, who trails 10-0 after the first period.
No, you know what? You know what I've noticed? I've seen Bullock wrestle his entire time. His dad is a coach in the youth program and former athletic director at Dover. And Bullock is nonstop energy. He's always moving up top. He's always looking for something, and that's what you see him there. He's trying to find something, find position. The way he's been taking down Drazek as well. I almost wonder if you let him up here, not try to give up, a 2 here, but he holds on. He's going to get the restart.
That's what I was going to ask: is does it make sense for Bullock to force the action out of bounds and take the standing restart?
See, that's what I mean. You don't want to give up. You don't want to give him any type of momentum. Did I get a caution red? That's what I'm talking about.
Opted to go neutral and concede the 1-point escape to Drazek, who's on the board, trailing 10-1, 45 seconds left in the second period. Warren Hills versus Mount Olive on GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Bullock grabs a wrist, pushes forward. Now he's done the shot. He went for a single leg. He's got the hips. Big takedown there. Another 3, a 13-1 lead, and scores the fall.
Makes it 6-0, Mount Olive.
26 seconds left in the second period. Justin Bullock with the pinfall at 156.
Don't forget to follow us on social media, on Facebook at Garden State HS Wrestling, on X, Garden State HSW, on Instagram, Garden State HS Wrestling, and like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. You get notified when we have upcoming matches, our podcast, everything we do. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is your premier high school wrestling provider for boys and girls wrestling.
The 157-pound match on the mat now.
Tanner Perez for Mount Olive,
who we discussed earlier.
And then we're going to have Ryan Kisco, I think, for Warren Hills. Hisco. Tell you what, they're doing a better job announcing who's coming out for the boys than they did for the girls.
Well, we're going to get to those double bookings, and it's going to be a little confusing. Warren Hills in the blue with the lightning bolts, the blue streak. Mount Olive to black with the red and gold trim for the host Marauders. Perez comes in, Hisco with the shot, gets right back to his feet. Coming up on a minute through this first period, no score, 6-0 Mount Olive in the team contest.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsor of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. It's a nice takedown there by Perez. I'm Donald J. Brower. I'm here with John Kovach. Am I saying it wrong again?
It's close enough. You're going to drive yourself
Kovach.
up. All right, we've got a near.
I'm worried about your name. We almost got another problem here.
The one who has the problem is Hisco. He's got to get out of this. And Perez has really got his chin driven back at an awkward angle. Doesn't let him up. He's fighting. It's going to be a 4-point near fall. He's almost got him. Perez got to swing his hips, get weight. I think he's got him now. There it is. 12 seconds left in the first. And Perez with the pin and a 12-0 lead for the host Marauders. This is starting the way they have to be happy with the way this is starting.
If you want to be a sponsor, click on your ad here on any of the team pages, and also send me an email, admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com. We are very affordable. We want to make you the star of the show. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is your premier high school wrestling provider in all the state of New Jersey. I'm Donald J. Brower here with John Kovach. Again, I'm going to get it right eventually. I got to hyphenatically spell it. We are here at Mount Olive High School. Mount Olive leads 12-0.
2 early falls, 26 seconds remaining in the second at 150 pounds. 12 seconds left in the first at 157. And the Marauders an early 12-0 lead over the blue streak of Warren Hills. Mount Olive 14th in the recently released preseason poll.
Yeah, the New Jersey Wrestling Writers Association poll. Lots of local representation, but Mount Olive is one of the top teams in the area. The only situation is, and I wrote a story about this that you could actually go back and read it on GardenStateHSWrestling.com. They're in North 1 Group 4, and joining them in that group is Phillipsburg, who's coming down from Group 5, and Ridge, who beat them in the Group 4 final. So 3 teams that were in the finals of the groups on Sunday at Rutgers last year are now in the same section.
3-point takedown for Drew Coppola of Mount Olive at just about the halfway mark of the 165-pound match. That just, you've got me excited now. I'm all fired up for Christmas and everything. You got me excited now for March. That's going to be a tremendous group
February
tournament.
and March is going to be ridiculous.
Don and I showing tremendous respect for each other and sportsmanship, as this is our respective alma maters facing off here on the mat. I did not wrestle for Mount Olive when I went here.
I did wrestle for Warren Hills. I wrestled for the great Jim Reynolds back in the day, so.
3-1 the score. Coming up on 10 seconds left in the first period at 165-pound. O'Neill for Warren Hills. Coppola for Mount Olive. And Coppola takes a 3-1 lead into the second period. And Don, we haven't been any deeper than the second period early on tonight.
So far for these boys, they started late, but they're trying. I guess they don't want to be here all night. They're trying to get this done quick.
Somebody's got dinner reservations. Great ground grappling there by both young men. And a 1-point escape for O'Neill. Cuts the lead for Coppola to 3-2. Stoppage as they're out of bounds. Again, one of the new rule changes. Any single point inbounds keeps the action going. In that case, all 4 were out. The 3-point takedown, another major change. That and the 4-point near fall. And we see points start to pile up early. Here, real even match, really good grappling, and it's 3-2, 38 seconds into the second period. Standing grappling for control. They tap the mat with their knees and regain bases.
A lot of these wrestlers are very evenly matched for these teams. As they put a scare into some of those cheerleaders over there. You get 265-pound guys flying at you. They scattered.
At least they were watching. I mean, it's a good thing because the feet came flying. Coppola for Mount Olive, O'Neill for Warren Hills. Locked up. Going for the single leg is Coppola. And he gets it. Finishes the move. Another takedown. Increases his lead to 6-2.
The one thing I really like about this Mount Olive team when you watch them, they have the stars. They have the guys who go down. You know, you said it before. They lost the state champion in Tyler Haggison. They've lost a third-place finisher in Tyler Venus. The other guys who kind of get that experience from seeing them and working in the room, they deceptively have gotten better. And, you know, you look at the group here, you have a Piemonte, you have guys like that, you have a Gonzalez up top. But Coppola is a guy who could go out there and may not pin and do everything, but he's going to get you, the points you need. You're going to get you those 3, and that's where these squads are made up in the long run. They go out there and do what they need to do.
Well, where that starts, Don, is in the youth programs, and you've had high school programs here in Mount Olive with football and wrestling, that now you've got the young kids want to be part of that. They look up to those high school athletes, and it just keeps the program getting stronger. Quick escape for Coppola.
100%. Once you get, a youth program in sync with the high school, it's so much easier for when you have everything going down.
3 points takedown for Coppola and a 10-2 lead. 30 seconds into the second period at 165 pounds. Mount Olive and Warren Hills on GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Stalemate called.
I'd like to take a moment real quick to thank some of our local sponsors for helping us with coverage for this match. Pro Automotive, Market Tavern, 19th Hole, Ginza Sushi, Palello's Auto Care, Williams Tavern, Enzo Pasta and Grill, JFT Sporting Goods, and Estabil. Thank you for your financial support and helping us bring wrestling to you all season at GardenStateHSWrestling.com.
Coppola's gotten himself in position to try to turn O'Neal. Mount Olive's Coppola trying to turn his opponent, trying to expose his shoulders. Another awkward angle. O'Neal trying to bridge to at least keep his shoulders out of it. There's going to be near fall points for Coppola.
Should make this a 12-point.
And
lead.
There's your 4 near fall points for Coppola.
One more tilt, it's over.
Coppola on the back, in control. Stall warning against O'Neal, who trails 14-2. Coming up on 15 seconds remaining in the third period of this 165-pound match. And it looks like Coppola might be content to just ride this out, which is probably the thing to do. Take the decision. Don't put yourself in danger.
100%. He's in full control of this match and wins it 14-2.
Take the decision.
Get the major decision.
Get the major, as you said. 4 points and a 16-0 lead for the host Marauders.
Follow us on social media, on Facebook at Garden State HS Wrestling, on X at Garden State HSW, on Instagram at Garden State HS Wrestling, and like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us for all the wrestling needs. Get notified. Click that notification button. We have streams the rest of the week. We got 2 on Monday of some big matchups. GardenStateHSWrestling.com. It's our Christmas gift to you. Wrestling, wrestling, wrestling.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I got some days off from school, and I get a chance to see some wrestling. DeConti for Warren Hills.
Hayek for Mount Olive.
$175-pound match, 16-0 Mount Olive with the early lead. They've swept the first 3 matches. We started at 150.
We were talking earlier about how it shapes up for Warren Hills. They still got some quality guys coming up, but like I said, Mount Olive's got quality guys at those same weights, so it's going to be even. And honestly, looking here as we see coming up, you got 175 here. When I'm looking at this Hanover Park.
Big takedown. Sorry, Don.
No.
Emphatic takedown by Hayek.
Stop making me sound like an idiot for saying Hanover Park. Mount Olive for Mount
I missed that too.
I said I don't know what I'm thinking. Mount Olive, as he's trying to work the bar, you got Hayek here. You're going to have Tyler Cumming come out at 190. You're most likely going to have Nico Gonzalez at 215. This could easily get out of hand for the Blue Streaks if they don't try to stem something here.
They've got to stop the bleeding soon. Right now it's 3-0 stoppage outside of the circle. That was an emphatic takedown by Hayek.
Jim filling in very nicely here. Good crowd for a Thursday night here.
It's a great venue, and you don't have the intimacy of the pit, but it is a nice venue to watch a wrestling match in.
This is the home of the Morris County Tournament, Region 2. Lots of big matches happen here.
Hayek on top, trying to turn DeConte of Warren Hills. 20 seconds left in the first period. Hayek can really just kind of ride this out, just move enough to avoid a stall and wear out DeConte.
He's right in parallel. He's got to move just a little bit. Good job just kind of bouncing around there.
Just move enough to keep the stall warning.
You don't want to get it called. Yeah.
Right.
If you're moving enough, you're not just sitting there.
Let him hold your weight for a while.
Especially when you get to these upper weights. I've said it before. You know, a lot of people don't think it's the best wrestling when you get to the upper weights, but it's also a mind game because, you know, especially when you get to like a heavyweight or a bigger weight, when the guy's on the bottom, stay on your toes, make him carry both your weights.
Right.
That's kind of the point. Like, it tires him out just as much. We have a reversal here as he's in, spins around, gets out, makes it 5-0.
Very nice reversal by Hayek. I kind of thought DeConte had an opportunity there to pick up some points, maybe turn Hayek, and he just was never able to finish it. And Hayek changes the match. Now he's got shoulders exposed.
And he gets the pin. Let me tell you something I've seen about Mount Olive. When they sense the pin coming and they see that blood in the water, they're like sharks. And that's a killer instinct that the coaching staff has put in this squad.
22-0 right now in favor of the Marauders.
You want to become a sponsor? Click on the Your logo here on any team page or send me an email, admin@GSHSW.com. Donald J. Brower is my name, and I'm trying to help your wrestling and business become the game. We'll get back to you in 24 hours. It's very inexpensive, and trust me, we will get you the exposure you need. GSHSWrestling.com. Send us and help us advertise you. Got Lincoln Utes. He's going to get a forfeit here at 190.
And that's another 6 points for the Marauders, 28-0 to lead. Last time I saw Lincoln, he was catching the winning touchdown against West Morris. And I wanted to see him wrestle.
We're going to see who they send out here, but this is going to be Barris. See who this is for Warren Hills. They announced him as David. I think it's actually David. It's Coxor for Warren Hills and Brandon Barris for Mount Olive. So that means we're going to get most likely Nico Gonzalez at heavyweight. I'm thinking. And I'll tell you what, you want to talk about a kid, I know he's not out there yet. I'm calling it now. Keep an eye on Nico Gonzalez this year. The kid's on a mission, and I would not be shocked if he did good things, really good things this year.
A lot of feeling out early on in this 215-pound match.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Company, the official sponsors of GSHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. We are here at Mount Olive High School. Warren Hills taking on Mount Olive Marauders. Mount Olive is leading 28-0.
We'll get a restart as they're out of the circle.
They hit him with stalling. Barris got a stalling. I understand the intent of the rule, but he was there. He stopped wrestling, thinking they were going to call out, and they hit him with the stalling.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Fortunately, just a warning. Still 0-0 with 30 seconds left in the first period here at 215 pounds.
So we saw in the girls' match how Mount Olive forfeited after they won. Not sure that's going to happen tonight. I know I think there's still a little bit of bad blood over what happened a couple of years ago here, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just let everybody wrestle, especially being the first match of the season.
I would have to agree. For those who might have missed that, refresh us on what happened there.
A couple of years ago, there was a issue on if there was a JV tournament that day, and there was an issue between the coaches on if one side said that they had spoken with the other side about potentially wrestling a JV kid. The other side said that conversation never happened. The JV kid went out. It wasn't on the official weigh-in roster, so it was a DQ, 6 points, and it kind of went from there. And, you know, I've heard from both sides. I know who I believe. You know, there's one side that's kind of always changed their story, and then there's the other side that has always kind of been consistent with what they said. And, you know, we were here live streaming it. My reporting may have cost me some opportunities because of it, but I don't mind if other places who, you know, I used to consider home like to use second-class stuff. We're live, we're thriving, and we're moving on.
And those things do. Coaches can have long memories.
And so can reporters, but I didn't say that.
3-point takedown for Barris. And a 4-0 lead. About halfway through the second period at 215 pounds.
This could quickly get out of hand for
It's
streak trade.
close to
It's you have to figure. I guess they're assuming that they can make a run in the middle, but I don't even think it's not realistic that you're going to pin six, you know, your way there.
No, you've lost four of the 5 matches. You've handed 6 points away.
And the other thing too is, you know, Warren Hills wrestled last night against Huntington Central. They beat Huntington Central, and I know there was a lot of bragging and how they were dominant. I said this in my preview video, and I spoke about Huntington Central's in a rare rebuild this year. They lost a ton of seniors. So yes, you beat a quality program, but please let's not make it seem like you guys, you know, beat a team that finished 21-3 last year. It was a lot of guys who were backup JV and, you know, some young guys. It makes, you know, no sense. So there seemed to be like almost a false sense of bravado, like they were going to kind of steamroll. And I think this is, honestly looking at it, this is kind of where I expected Warren Hills to be this year.
And it's Tyler Cumming here at 2:15 for Mount Olive with the 4-0 lead. Over Cosa. Mount Olive again in the black with red and gold trim. Warren Hills the blue with white and black and the lightning stripes for the blue streak. Locked up in the center.
Again, I'm not seeing, honestly, urgency from Warren Hills. Like, you know, you're down big, you're down 4. You know, what's the worst if you go for something, you get pinned, you still lost, but at least give it a shot. You got. I think the old phrase they say with the lottery, you got to be in it to win it. Right now, you're not in it.
And I think urgency was a great word for you to use. I mean, there really isn't that sense of urgency being shown where, well, we got to start chipping away at this.
Like, you have to understand, too, you're down 28-0. You're not going to get 28 points in one bout.
No.
But you still got to start adding up, getting total, you know, like the girls did for Mount Olive earlier. They just started getting little points here and then just took off with it. You got to build up and build that base and then get a couple swing matches. And it just doesn't seem like there's that sense. I don't know if it's because they did wrestle at Huntington Central last night and there's that next day hangover. I don't know.
How hard is it to wrestle back-to-back nights?
It really depends on what teams are. I mean, especially they had to go to school today and then come out and do that. That's a little tougher. If it's during the season or like during the Christmas break, it's not that big a deal. But especially in that match, you know, it was a hard-fought, emotional type match that they won by a lot. So maybe there's a next day hangover. I don't know if it would have been different. I don't know. this is kind of, like I said, this is kind of how I expected it for the most part to go.
4-0 to victory for Tyler Cumming of Mount Olive. 31-0 now the lead for the Marauders.
Follow us on social media, on Facebook at GSHS Wrestling, on X at GSHSW, on Instagram at GSHS Wrestling, and like and subscribe for all your wrestling needs. Get all your notifications, and you will get notified when we have our events.
$285 on the mat now. The big fellas.
For the Marauders at heavyweight, Nick Gonzalez.
And Nick Gonzalez, who you were speaking about,
For the Blue Streaks, Max Cruz. Caution.
versus Max Cruz. An early call, and we've got a. There was a caution, there was an errant buzzer, and now a 3-point takedown for Gonzalez for Mount Olive.
And this, honestly, I don't know Cruz, but I know Gonzalez. This may not be long.
He's got the half and he's got the far leg and he's managed to turn the back. At issue now is where they are on the mat.
He's still got the foot in, and he gets the pin. Right on the edge, 30 seconds in, exactly what I expected from Nico Gonzalez. He has gotten stronger this year, and he's kind of, when you get in that age where you grow and you finally you fill out as a man. It's the best way to say it. You kind of fill out from when you go into sophomore to junior. You get that extra boost, and he's looking really good this year. I think he's going to be solid.
And for a heavy, he looks good. He doesn't carry bad weight.
100%.
37-0 now, the lead for Mount Olive as we go down to the lighter weights. 106 taking to the mat.
I think this is going to be Christian Barris.
6 pounds, Christian Barris. For Warren Hills, Nicholas Acevedo.
Nicholas Massahudo versus Christian Barris for Mount Olive. Barris with control, 3-point takedown quickly for Barris. And he's looking to turn.
I told you, they smell blood in the water, and this Marauders team is going for it.
I mean, this could be a quick night the way these matches are going. We've only been to the third period twice.
100%, and we might not even get there here.
If Barris can swing his hips into the body of Massahudo, he might be able to get a fall. Big bridge, though.
Acevedo doesn't have, yeah, that's lengthy for a 106er, but he's in bad position here.
I don't like the way the arms are being bent right now.
Barris could just sit there. The kid's not going anywhere. That could go potentially dangerous.
Yeah, I really, it cannot be comfortable to be Nicholas Massahudo right now.
Yeah, Acevedo's in a bad position.
Acevedo, though, fighting back. He's keeping the bridge. Is Acevedo. And keeping the feet moving, spinning toward Barris.
The one thing you see here is the hips, especially. He has that hip crossed over. Nice job to transition out. Swing and grab the head. He's going to pull up on that head and try to get the shoulders down. But Acevedo had the hips twisted, so he couldn't get the momentum he needed. But I think it's going to be over here so long as the time holds, and he might have him.
He might have him now. That's got to be taking a ton out of Acevedo to have Barris riding up there with his arm around his head and all his weight on his chest. And the period ends. Acevedo rides it out.
Spent 2 minutes nearly on his back. Great job.
But after all that, it's a takedown and a near fall, and it's only a 7-0 lead for Barris.
But we're gonna see. I want to see what happens. Trying to fight for those 2 minutes. What it took out of him.
Oh, I just can't imagine the strength it took to last that time out. The better part of the second half of that period, Acevedo was in a bridge trying to keep from giving up 6 points, and he was able to succeed at doing so. And now he's trying to get a turn in.
But Barris comes around the back door, gets the 2. You got to see, this is going to show me how much Bryce Avuto has in the tank. Spending 2 minutes on your back trying to fight. We'll see what you got cardio-wise.
Barris trying to turn the upper body again. He's getting the shoulders exposed.
I think he's going to get him this time. Doesn't give him a chance to get that leg across. And the pin. Mount Olive's running away with this. I'm 90% sure they've already clinched.
43-0.
They've had to have clinched.
Yeah, they did. There's only 6 matches left. So.
They would have had to have won that, and it still would have been close.
Right. The best Warren Hills can do right now is 36 points.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsors of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. We're here at the 113 bout at Mount Olive High School between Warren Hills and the host Mount Olive Marauders.
43-0. Mount Olive has clinched this already. 3-point takedown. Gives Warren Hills an early lead. One-point escape. Cuts into the lead.
It's going to be O'Hearn for Warren Hills and Becky Galupo for Mount Olive.
O'Hearn got the scoring started with a takedown. Becca Galupo got an escape, and it's 3-1. We're at 113 pounds. 43-0, the team score in favor of Mount Olive. And Becca Galupo now, he smells blood in the water.
He's going for that headlock. See, nice scramble there by both guys.
O'Hearn with the escape. We're tied at 4. Each with a takedown and an escape. 25 seconds left in the first period here at 113 pounds. O'Hearn from Warren Hills in the blue. Becca Galupo from Mount Olive in the black with red and gold. And that ends the first period. 4-all the score.
Really exciting action so far in this bout. Like the two of them just scrambling. And that's what I mean, the urgency. Like O'Hearn, even though the match is lost, he seems to be out there and wanting to do what needs to be done.
Tried to spin out and get back to a base, and instead he's wrenched down by Becca Galupo. Becca Galupo now trying to turn shoulders. He's got a quarter in, and he's got the far arm. Waited to see what developed, and then just took the back. Almost an escape there by O'Hearn. There is one. And a 5-4 lead for O'Hearn. Each dropping down, looking to see where they can find the opening. Becca Galupo fakes a shot, then O'Hearn tries his. Both back to standing. Collar and elbow again. We're past halfway in this second period. Becca Galupo has wrist control, relinquishes it. Kind of a pseudo shot for the single leg by O'Hearn. Then he gets back up. 20 seconds to go. We're a little late in this match for feeling out, Don, and it just, to me, feels like they're still trying to feel each other out.
Yeah, I think a lot of this has to go down to, if I remember correctly, I think Warren Hills isn't, no, it is. Warren Hills is in the same region as them. So this could be something that comes down for seeding later on. They don't want to do something like that. A lot of guys do it. If I was O'Hearn, I'd kind of be going, crazy here.
I mean, if there's a time for high risk, high reward moves,
it's now.
It's down 43-0. O'Hearn from behind. Becca Gallupo spins out, gets the escape, and ties the match at 5. O'Hearn with a 3-point takedown. And he's on top with a minute and a half left in the match. Trying to get control of the left wrist of Becca Gallupo. Becca Gallupo trying to get back to a base. Forcing his way back up. Becca Gallupo riding the back. Coming up on a minute left in the third period. 8-5 the score now in favor of O'Hearn of Warren Hills.
Out of bounds, going to get a restart here.
Spins down Becca Gallupo, but gets no points. Becca Gallupo forces his way up, gets a 1-point escape. He's going for the takedown. No points awarded. There they are.
Now he gets the 3.
And still 35 seconds to go in this third period. He's going for the pin. He's got the arm. He's looking for a way to turn O'Hearn. Becca Gallupo trying to get to his feet. He gets enough of an opening as O'Hearn goes to his base to shoot the half. He has the half, but Becca Gallupo had gotten to all fours. A stoppage and a restart. 9-8 now the score in favor of Mount Olive's Becca Gallupo. He holds off an attempt at a switch and a reversal by O'Hearn. He's going to ride him out and finish the match. A 9-8 decision for Becca Gallupo. A 46-0 lead for Mount Olive.
And I'll tell you what, like I said, I think Mount Olive's going to pour it on here. Follow us on social media, on Facebook at GuardiansATHSWrestling.com, on X at GuardiansATHSW, on Instagram at GuardiansATHSWrestling. And you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. Click the notification button. You're going to notify when we do some live streams. We have some more coming up this weekend. When I do my podcast, when we have any type of breaking news or event, GuardiansATHSWrestling.com is your one-stop shop and the premier high school wrestling provider for boys and girls high school wrestling.
Don, if I told you this match was going to be 46-0 at this point earlier today, what would you have said? You probably would have told me to stay home. You don't need me on the call.
We got Kostakis for Mount Olive and Zamretta for Warren Hills.
Kostakis and Zamretta. Zamretta, one of the Warren Hills returners that you said is somebody to watch. (120 pounds). Zamretta, 3 for the takedown.
Zamretta's a quality wrestler for them, so this is where we kind of get into stuff here. I guess the microphone was going crazy over there.
That was some horrific feedback, if you heard that.
Yeah.
Zamretta on top with a 3-point lead. He's in the blue and white.
Honestly, looking at how this match is going, I think if even they started at 106, this was going to be rough for Warren Hills.
I never, ever would have seen this match being 46-0 for either team.
Well,
going in.
I kind of thought Warren Hills had a chance. It was either going to be really close or Mount Olive was going to blow them out. Mount Olive is just in a different league.
Well, they're showing it tonight.
I mean, we still got some quality wrestlers, so that score is going to change coming up for Warren Hills, I'm sure.
Only 3 matches have gone the distance.
Like, you got to figure they got Piccioni coming up next. Then you got Reinhardt. Then you're going to have Aiden Webb and then Tyler Redfield in the last match. So it'll be, Warren Hills can make it up a little bit, but they're not going to win. I mean, it's at that point, it's just.
No, at best they're going to. If they 6-point win from here on out, they lose 46-30.
Is the phrase lipstick on a pig? If they pin out here the proper thing.
Late 2-point reversal for Kostakis. And a 3-2 lead for Zamretta after 1 period.
Nice takedown by Zamretta. 6-2.
He made Kostakis pay for that shot.
This is almost taking me back. I'm looking over at the stands. I see a lot of people in the stands from Warren Hills who I went to high school with, and other ones who have been fans for years who have been coming to the matches. So I feel like I'm back in Warren Hills one more time.
6-3 to lead now. 9-3 make it for Zamretta.
Oh, float over. Could Kostakis get it? Nope.
He got caught.
He had a shot. Zamretta floated over, chest to chest, sinking it in. And he gets the pin.
Zamretta gets Warren Hills on the board with the pin. 1 minute and 2 seconds into the second period.
This is going to be Charlie Piccioni. And Anthony Piemonte. I know these guys anyway. This is a match.
Diamante versus Piccione. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing anybody's name.
I know the parents. Piccioni.
Piccione. Remind me.
That's no problem.
Thank you.
His mother will be texting me in Messenger, yelling at me, telling I'm saying the name wrong. I know. I went to high school with them, too.
Ah, okay.
The family. That's why I'm not going to mispronounce Reinhardt. That's why I'm not going to mispronounce a couple of these names. I went to school with the parents.
Piccione versus Diamante. Piccione for Warren Hills in the blue, white, and black with the lightning motif.
These are two very good wrestlers for both squads. So this is what I was talking about. Piccioni is usually the favorite in a lot of his matches. Piemonte is a stud wrestler for Mount Olive as well. So this is a matchup of two really good wrestlers. I think this might be one that goes the distance. Just calling it out there.
I mean, they're both on all fours circling at points here. Kind of reaching for each other. I mean, this is fascinating. If you're a student of wrestling, this is fascinating to watch.
And I'm sure we'll see these guys meeting each other again. As I said, Region 2, these are guys who are going to win and be out of their districts. This is going to be two guys you got to keep an eye on.
I'd sign on for that.
I have no doubt if they go this weight, I could see them not knowing, obviously, who's going to go where. So if somebody messages me and goes, oh, you forgot about something, I could see these guys being 2 district champions. I'm just going to throw it out there. Without knowing everybody who's at that weight, if they even decide to go this way.
And that's still settling out. You're still seeing who's going to.
You don't know if somebody's going to drop, and if they might, however this match goes, maybe one says, hey, I'm going to go a different way, so there's not another meetup.
No score after 1 at 126 pounds. Piemonte of Mount Olive, Piccioni of Warren Hills.
Piccioni.
Piccioni on bottom. Tries to stand up, spin out. Piemonte keeps control. He's trying to turn him. Piccioni crawls out of bounds.
They're going to give a stall warning on Piemonte. So I'm looking at it here. I'm thinking you're going to get Brandon Barris at 132. I could see him going against Davey Reinhardt. 138 is going to be Aiden Webb. I think they're going to send Thomas McDonald out or Michael Salazar. And then you come around to 144. They're going to send Tyler Redfield out. I have a feeling, I don't know if they're going to send a JV guy or just kind of let Tyler, at this point, what's the point?
Piemonte on the back. Halfway through the second period, no score at 126 pounds.
You know what I find interesting, and this is just me, when I look at stuff like this, when you hear the coaches, there's like 4 or 5 coaches yelling at the same time. If I'm a wrestler, I don't know what they're saying. It's just like, rah, 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 rah. Like because half of them are yelling different stuff.
Right. Who am I listening to?
100%.
And you've got 40 people in the stands, myself included when I'm up there, telling you what move to do next.
It's just like literally 1,000 phone calls at once.
Piemonte still on the back of Piccioni. Waning seconds of the second period. No score in this matchup.
Great ride out there by Piemonte, keeping Piccioni down.
This is really, really good wrestling. This is just 2 guys who are equal caliber.
Now, one thing, too, here, you got to remember, is Piemonte has the stall warning. So even if he gets out, he can't run away the whole time because of what's going on. So he gets out 1. But Piccioni has the fact, that Piemonte has the stall warning. So he could tie it up here with a stalling, gets a takedown. It's, you got to be aggressive if you're Anthony Piemonte.
Minute and a half to go in regulation.
In deep on a double. Oh, nice job there by Piemonte. Double around the waist, hooks it up, takes him out, keeps the feet in, runs it to 4-0.
How big is that takedown at this point in the match?
100%. Even though there's a minute left, you had the fact that you could have gotten taken down if you were Piemonte, or you get hit with the stall, it ties the match up, and then it puts you almost in a sudden death. Now you got a nice 4-point lead. You get hit with a stalling here. Sure, it's 4-1, who cares? But you're still moving, you're on the edge. Time is against Piccioni right now. He's keeping his feet. I don't know if the cameraman got that. If you look at Piemonte, when you look, he was looking back to make sure his feet was in. He knows what the time is. He knew if he was where he was at, they weren't going to stop it. He was keeping his feet in, so he still had a point of contact. He was looking for it. That is smart wrestling by Anthony Piemonte.
And both these guys have wrestled smart throughout this match, and that's why it's 4-0. It's been low scoring, because it hasn't been for lack of action.
Not at all. And like I said, these are 2 guys who are state caliber qualifiers. So this is a matchup you expect to see. And you know what? Give credit. The score is 46-6. Give credit to Mount Olive and Warren Hills for sending these two guys out to wrestle each other. How many times, and I'm going to get on my soapbox here for a second. I can't stand when I go to see a match and I know two guys who are about the same weight, and coaches avoid it and duck it because they don't want it. Both these coaches are like, let the two kids go at it, see what happens. Best man wins, and I love that. That's how wrestling's supposed to be.
Supposed to be. And set a tone.
Great job by Anthony Piemonte. As you see, excited to do it. He gets up, shakes his hand. Friends off the mat. He showed what he had to do there.
49-6 now to lead for the Marauders.
You want to become a sponsor? Click on the Your logo here on any page or send me an email at admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is the premier high school wrestling provider in all of New Jersey. We will advertise your business. You will be shocked on how low our rates are. Give us a call. I'll get back to you in 24 hours. We have limited opportunities for team, stream, and page sponsors. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is your premier high school wrestling provider. Now, this is Davey Reinhardt for Warren Hills. And then wait to see for Mount Olive. I think it's going to be... This is Mateo Eagleson for Mount Olive.
I'm looking forward to see Reinhardt based on your report on him, and he goes immediately for the single leg, but Eagleson's been able to get away from it.
I wrestled with his dad. I was in high school with his dad. I was in high school with his mom. And he's trying to get over the hump this year. He came in as a heralded freshman a few years ago. Didn't finish exactly how he wanted his freshman year, sophomore year. I think this is the year he's kind of putting it together. He's kind of the guy you kind of keep an eye on. I got high hopes for Reinhardt this year. I think he's put that switch on. Keep an eye on Davey Reinhardt.
No score, 1:10 left in the first period, 132 pounds. Mount Olive with a 49-6 team lead over Warren Hills.
One thing I'll say about Warren Hills, too, when you look at this, they may not have the greatest team record this year. It's going to be a little rough team-wise. They got some quality kids who you're going to be seeing down in regions and states. So, and they're young, too. I think, Charlie and Tyler Redfield, who should be coming up, they're seniors, but the other ones are underclassmen. So I know they got some young guys coming up. This is going to be a team, possibly in the future. Or maybe it's just one of those teams that, doesn't reach its potential, but they got some really good wrestlers on it. Eagleson with Eagleson trying here. Reinhardt with a nice sit out, pushing forward in.
And Reinhardt shifted his weight when Eagleson tried to pick him up and was able to counter that takedown and keep it scoreless.
Eagleson gets the takedown there. That's a nice scramble, and we've said it before. Late second points are coach killers. I hate those.
And it's going to be 3-0 for Eagleson and Mount Olive as the first period comes to an end.
And please, just because I was talking about Reinhardt, Eagleson is a great wrestler for this Mount Olive team, and took his lumps last year, but has really worked hard in the offseason and is going to be a key guy for this squad going forward.
Eagleson on bottom, Reinhardt on top. He's got the arm. He's trying to turn his Mount Olive opponent. Both arms hooked by Reinhardt. Eagleson trying to get a base. Reinhardt trying to turn him from the top. And he's done it. He started to turn him. Eagleson fights back. Near fall 3. An escape and an escape.
So it's 4-2 right now, Eagleson.
Yep, 2 for the near fall to Reinhardt, 1 for the escape. And that's the change. You can have a 2-point near fall, a 3-point near fall, a 4-point near fall. And I kind of like that.
Increases scoring. And one funny thing I had heard, we did our podcast with Vin Russo last week, got to get a chance to talk to him about it. I've heard people say, well, if you're going to increase the scoring, you got to increase the tech fall points. I said that kind of defeats the purpose.
Why?
That defeats the purpose. Like, the point is that, is a reward action. It makes no sense to just increase it. It's, you know, then what does it become? We're going to have bouts where it's 35. You know, that makes no sense.
No. No, at the current level of attack fall, somebody's clearly established their superiority.
100%.
So why we don't need to increase it. But I like the idea of a wrestler who gets shoulders exposed to the mat getting something for it.
100%.
The goal is to pin your opponent. If you come close to that for 2 seconds, for 3 seconds, it should count for something. And there they did come close. Reinhardt tried to finish the move, but the period ended 4-2. Eagleson with the lead as we start the third period at 132 pounds. 2 more bouts remain after this.
Eagleson trying to work something here, up 4-2.
There's an escape for Reinhardt to make it 4-3. Coming up on a minute left at 132. Eagleson of Mount Olive with the lead, 4-3. Each wrestler looking for an opening.
Time is against Reinhardt right now.
He does drag Eagleson down. He's trying to get something out of this. If he can turn and get the back, he might get points. Because right now this could be whoever gets the last move in. We're 20 seconds to go in a 1-point match. And that's 3 for Reinhardt late. 2 right back for Eagleson.
I think this might be tied up if my math is correct.
Well, I've got the same thought. It's 6-6, and then we're going to go 6-6 at the end of regulation.
But
1 minute overtime starts at 132. Eagleson and Reinhardt tied.
Reinhardt in on a shot.
He's got the leg. He has Eagleson's leg. Drives through. He's pushing through. Gets the 3-point takedown. And the sudden victory win.
I told you, Reinhardt's the one to keep an eye on, but Eagleson opened a lot of eyes with that performance.
Took him 4 periods in a 3-period sport. 49-9. Mount Olive with the lead.
This is going to be Webb, I'm pretty sure.
138 pounds up next.
And then Barris we're going to have from Mount Olive here.
So Webb versus Barris. They're locked up.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsor of GSHSW.com's live wrestling coverage. We're here at Mount Olive High School. The Marauders have won the match, but we are late in the bout. 2 bouts left to go. as Barris comes around for the 3. I'm Donjay Brower with John Kovach.
And that was Barris switching a move. Barris senses he's got control, turned the shoulders, but wasn't able to hold it.
This is another one of 2 really good guys. We talked about this, who are coming around. This is a really matchup between 2 quality guys here.
I mean, these have been, we've seen the best wrestling, as far as I'm concerned, since the team score was decided.
Yes, the last couple matches, it's almost like, as I said earlier, the way the coin toss went, where it started at 150, that was bad news for the team score for Warren Hills. Not like they would have made it any closer if it started down the end, but they would have had this run earlier, and you would have seen guys maybe more into it, a little urgency. There didn't seem to be a lot of urgency in the upper weights for Warren Hills.
But I didn't understand that. I still can't put my finger on that, because you had chances to stop the bleeding.
And I don't think they did. If anything, they just let the patient bleed out on the table, and then all of a sudden, it's DOA, and all of a sudden, hey, I'm going to try to do something. No, that doesn't how it works. Like, this is all great, but like you said, it's like, like I said, it's like putting lipstick on a pig. It's not really doing anything. It's just nice at the end, but what does it really mean?
Barris with a 3-0 lead after the first period. And I just believe in early season wrestling, let everybody get experience. Don't
100%,
hold people
100%.
back. Unless somebody's hurt from
Yeah, you're banged up or something, you got some stuff. The way it's going too this year, with the way they have the early week ahead of time, and there seems to be another built-in week in February, you got time to rest guys, and there's time to do it. But at the same time, like, you just let the kids wrestle. Best wrestle best. That's it. This easily could have been, a back and forth where they could have moved everybody, and it makes no sense that, people, if they had done that, it's better that the best are wrestling the best.
Barris takes the leg. He pulled the ankle in. He hasn't gotten enough control yet to get the takedown. Tries again. There, he gets it. There's the takedown 3 and a 7-0 lead for Barris of Mount Olive. One point of contact, 2 points of contact still inside the circle. There's the 4th, there's the stoppage. 59 seconds left in the second, 7-0. Barris with the lead for the Marauders.
Barris in control here. Rolls with Webb.
I thought he was going to carry him through one more half rotation. He's trying to pick it up now.
Webb had that ankle for a second, still holding on to it. I think that's why Barris stopped rolling. Webb has that ankle hooked.
Yeah, good eyes, Don. That's a good call there.
You almost wonder if, Barris is trying to tilt him, but he's got to watch because he could come out and turn, but great job, cleared it. Now he might be able to roll again.
Yeah, but if Webb can get that ankle again and pull it back in, he could have.
He was in good position if he turned, yeah.
He could have caught him with just a shift of weight.
Barris throwing his legs in there, going to try to do a run a half here. Maybe a bar.
He's got both legs wrapped around Webb. 5 seconds to go in the second period. 7-0 Barris with the lead.
Webb's going to take neutral here.
7-0, he trails Barris. 49-9, Mount Olive leads Warren Hills here at Mount Olive High School in Flanders, New Jersey. On GardenStateHSWrestling.com.
Before we get too late in the match, I'd like to thank some of our local sponsors who've helped provide coverage for this matchup. Pro Automotive, Market Tavern, 19th Hole, Ginza Sushi, Palello's Auto Care, Williams Tavern, Enzo's Pasta Grill, JFT Sporting Goods, and Estabel.
No scoring in that, just a struggle for position, but impressive grappling by both young men here. Barris going for the takedown again. He gets 3.
Nice shrug by there. He comes around the back door, hooks him up, makes it a major decision territory here.
10-0 the score, coming up on a minute left in the third period at 138 pounds. Looks like he's thinking about letting him get up.
He gets him up and then figures he could try to take him down again.
And that they gave the escape. That's the first point by Webb with less than a minute left in the third period. Webb trying to get to his feet, trying to do something here in the final half a minute at 138 pounds.
He's got to go for it. I don't understand what he's trying to do with 20 seconds left. I don't know why Webb wasn't trying to go crazy, but now you get a 3 back in the major decision territory. 12-point lead.
Brandon Barris with the 3-point takedown. 13-1 the score, and I think that's how this is going to end. 5 seconds to go. He's just going to let the time run out. 13-1 your final at 138 pounds. 52.
53.
53, I'm sorry, 53. Math am hard, Don.
So we are going to get somebody here at this last bout. It's Tyler Redfield for Warren Hills. And I think this is, who are we looking at here? I think this is Thomas McDonald.
They've not announced the competitors yet.
Thomas McDonald for Mount Olive, Tyler Redfield for Warren Hills.
53-9, Mount Olive with the lead. This match has been over for some time, but the individual matches do continue. And here at 144 pounds, Tyler Redfield, another of those wrestlers that you said is one to watch for Warren Hills.
Yeah, totally. Tyler actually had an interesting junior season. Tyler was wrestling in a match and thought he broke his collarbone. Was done for the season. He gets a 3 there. Was done for the season. I happened to go to the HWS. I was there. He's walking around with his brace on. He's kind of talking to me, and he goes, my shoulder really doesn't hurt. And his mother and father were cautious. They wanted him to get ready for this year. Turns out he goes to the doctor, looks, they misdiagnosed. Apparently, they were telling me, and I reported on it, which, you know, caused drama with certain people in administration. But he has a bone defect. So the way he was born, the bone went around his tendon. So on the MRI, it looked like a hole, like it was broken. It wasn't. It was just bruised. So he was back wrestling and finished up his season and had a really quality year at the end. So missed a chunk in the middle of the season, but he's trying to go out here. Warren Hills, he would be, if my math is correct, he would be the first time ever, and I may be wrong because I know some history, he would be the first ever, if he wins it, 4-time district champion in Warren Hills' illustrious history.
He's up 3-0 in this match at 144 pounds against McDonald of Mount Olive as we approach the end of the first period. They're just going to ride out the end of the first. 3-0 Redfield with the lead for the blue streak of Warren Hills. And I'll say it again, the best individual matchups have come
after everything's done. It was almost like, hey, these are almost like exhibitions in a sense, because it's not going to change the team scoring. It's not going to change anything. It's like, okay.
But you got to look at them for seeding when the tournaments start.
Yeah.
For exposure, for if you've got a young man who wants to wrestle in college. You know, there are too many positive reasons to wrestle a match.
And some of these could be like, some of these coaches could be like, oh, we're up and forfeit. No, they're letting the guys go out and wrestle. It's the first home match. You want to get the kids out there, you know? If this is a month later, maybe we have a different story because you're trying to rest some kids, but first match at home, at home, you want to show out.
Redfield with the reversal gets behind McDonald.
Runs his lead to 5-0.
And he's trying to turn him. He's got the near arm and the near leg. Trying to turn the shoulders. McDonald gets turned. 4-point near fall for Redfield. And the lead is now 9-0. Redfield kind of leaning on McDonald, trying to create or find an opening to turn him. Redfield swings his hips over the back. And we've got our first blood timeout of the night with 24 seconds to go in the second period at 144 pounds.
Well, we're taking this timeout. You take a timeout and follow us on social media. On Facebook at GuardiansStateHSWrestling.com, on X at GuardiansStateHSW, on Instagram at GuardiansStateHSWrestling, and you're watching us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, click that notification button. You get notified when we have some upcoming matches, which we have a bunch coming up. We're at PCTI tomorrow night. We're at the Laker tournament doing first and third Saturday afternoon. We're at the Bloomfield girls tournament Sunday afternoon. Then a nice doubleheader we got on Monday. 11 a.m. we're going to be at Jefferson for Wayne Hills versus Jefferson. And then we're going to be down at Sparta for High Point versus Sparta. So like and subscribe. Get notified when I have my weekly podcast, everything. Anything we do for wrestling, you'll get notified. GuardiansStateHSWrestling.com is the premier high school wrestling provider for boys and girls wrestling in New Jersey. We show the most matches. I stand by that, and we prove it every year. GuardiansStateHSWrestling.com, your source for high school wrestling in New Jersey.
Well, you're also going to find, if you go there, Don, articles. It's not just going to be streaming. The polls are up there. You've
Stories.
got articles. You've got video interviews. You've got post-match coverage.
We got results from I have the schedule up, the results every night. We're also covering Sussex County Community College, Union County College. We're going to be doing a lot of live streaming everywhere. It's your one-stop shop for high school wrestling in New Jersey. We have everything.
We restart. Tyler Redfield with a 9-0 lead over McDonald from Mount Olive as we come to the end of the second period.
McDonald's going to take neutral.
And Redfield's going to get a takedown right off the bat and increase that lead to 12-0.
He's obviously going to go for one more tilt. He wants the pin. I mean, I know Redfield. He wants the pin.
Yeah, I think we've seen that exemplified in what he's done here.
I wouldn't reach back if I was McDonald.
I wouldn't either.
That's not. You don't want to give a guy like Redfield an easy arm.
Just gave him wrist control, and now he can get over and shoot the half, and that's exactly what Redfield's doing.
Going to try to run it. He's going to obviously try to get a tilt on the body and start running towards the head.
There he
It's
goes.
naturally going to go. He's pushing.
McDonald's caught. Now he's turning back in toward Redfield, swings his hips the other way. And he's got an opening for the half on the other side. He's got the wrist, runs the quarter. Now he's trying to shoot the half from the right side.
I wonder, I'm looking at this ref, I wonder if he's going to bang McDonald for stalling here. He's working hard underneath, but he's not moving enough, so I think he might do it.
I don't know. He's watching it. He's watching it close. There it is. Good call.
You just kind of get the sense when how they're looking.
Yeah.
He kept looking at him. I knew he was going to hit him with something.
McDonald tried to pull the ankle in. Redfield counters. 15 seconds to go in the third period. 12-0 Redfield with the win. Wrenched him all the way over. That was an awkward turn. And he'll just ride it out. 12-0. Redfield with the decision. It's going to make your final score. Mount Olive 53. Warren Hills 13. Mount Olive opens the home wrestling season for 24-25 with a victory over the blue streak of Warren Hills.
And they left no doubt about it. I mean, this is what I was talking about. It's, just it was a tough draw for how it went, but this is kind of how I figured it out. But you follow us on, become a sponsor.
You were saying?
Yes. I was trying to say, become a sponsor. On the logo page, click your logo here or send me an email at admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com. We are very affordable, but just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's crap. We will provide the best coverage and the best promotion of your business. We're very affordable. I get back to you within 24 hours. We are the premier high school wrestling provider in all of New Jersey. And follow us on social media. On Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X at GardenStateHSW, on Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling. Like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. You get notified. We have upcoming streams. We have everything we're doing. GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Now, we're in the Harrington press box. Wrapping up this match. John, talk about this match. It just kind of, what you saw from Mount Olive today.
We were in the 10th, and I didn't realize this or hadn't applied math to it, but we were in the 10th match before Warren Hills scored a team point.
Yes.
It was 46-0 in favor of the host Marauders before the blue streak posted any team points. And they only got 7 more.
It was over by then. It was over by then.
It had been clinched early on.
Well, I kind of thought this is how it was going to go. Mount Olive's got real depth, and you saw that here, especially some of the guys that stepped up. And I knew the way they had their wrestling set up, they were going to match some of their really good guys in the middle against some of the Warren Hills guys, and they got the win. Like, you look at Piemonte, you look at guys like that, it was a very clutch, solid win. But we were delayed a little bit, obviously, with everything going on, but listen, we're going to wrap this up. For John Kovach, for the crew here, I'm Donald J. Brower. We'll see you tomorrow night at PCTI.